꽤 있네, 애들이. 아예 없는 줄 알았더니.
이번에 나온 거, 니 하고 있는 거 지금 다
응,
한글화 된 거잖아.
응. 맞아.
플스4에서 완전히 되살아났네. 3에서는 한글화 그렇게 안 시켜주더만.
응. 자,
How about it? Can you see the village from there? Use the binoculars to recon the place.
잘 가.
Look at where the enemies are stationed. Look at their gear. Take it all in. There should be a command post somewhere. See any buildings with tighter security? If there are clues to Miller's whereabouts, I'll bet you can find them in there.
저기, 씨.
Black carrot. It's something of an ancestor to the domestic carrot. It's also a favorite of wild animals.
오, 안 돼, 안 돼, 안 돼. 좋았어.
응.
나도 참. 아이씨, 너무 일찍 일어났나, 이렇게 졸리냐, 이씨. 죽어, 죽어, 죽어. 아이씨. 종인문인 집집마다 보면 사람들 버스에 태우고 있어. 저 안에 있어. 시간이 별로 없어. 기다리고 어떻게 해야지.
내가 돼. 되게 많네, 그. 어떻게 뚫을 건데?
어디로 가야 돼? 조심해야겠네. 내려가 보자. 내려가자.
Еще одна колонна с Родины была атакована.
Что мы потеряли?
Весь груз, но никто не пострадал.
Я водки не видел уже месяц.
Откуда только берутся эти душманы? Мы их мочим и мочим.
У нас не хватает людей. Если бы нас было в 2 раза больше, мы бы могли ударить одновременно.
В 2 раза больше убитых и в 2 раза больше потерянных в следующей атаке припасов. Простудился? Не болей.
Ага. Ты тоже.
Parabolic antenna. There could be intel files of some kind in there.
자, 이제. 아야! 저기 있어.
Is that?
우와!
스캔이 뜨네요.
So you picked up an intel file. Now we know where Miller is. I'm marking it on your iDroid.
에이, 진짜. 에헤이, 참. 짜자자자자자자자자. 진짜. 굿자. 에이씨. 일이 됐나? 야, 죽여라, 죽여라.
remember from the hospital? Anything we can use? Well, he took off the moment the sprinklers started up. Sprinklers? The fire system? And when he got sprayed with water from the burst pipe, it slowed him down. When we escaped on horseback, he wouldn't cross the river either. And then it started to rain. And he disappeared. Water against fire.
La 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 la.
I mean, it makes sense. It's just hard to believe it would work on a guy like that. Snake, I wanted to ask you about the man on fire. What do you remember from the hospital? Anything we can use?
아, 저 크리커 진짜 미치겠네.
It slowed him down. When we escaped on horseback, he wouldn't cross the river
짤았구나.
either.
걸리면은.
And then it started to rain. And
우와,
he disappeared.
우와.
Water against
총알을
fire.
아끼면서
Is it that simple? I mean, it makes sense. It's just hard to believe it would work on a guy like that. Here, Snake, try this on.
예.
Yeah, Miller was calling it the arm that wasn't there. The physiotherapy's going well. Your arm's bulked up enough for it to fit. There. Perfect.
총알을 아껴야 돼.
Time with it, and it'll work better than the real thing. What do you think? I can still feel my real arm. Well, you better get used to this one quick. You have any pain? Every now and then. Where? My fingertips.
우와.
My
빨리 해라, 엘리야.
Sounds
힘들다.
like phantom pain. Your brain still remembers your old hand. Yeah. What about your vision? Can you see okay? Yeah, at the moment. Now, the shrapnel in your skull is pressing on your optic nerve. I'm told any hard impact has an effect on your visual cortex. Yeah, the doctor mentioned that. Your brain might process visual information incorrectly. In other words, you could have hallucinations. You might see things that aren't there, or not see things as they really are.
아니, 왜 이러는 거야?
I think so. When? Right after I wake up. Colors look faded. Colors, huh? Well, that's not a major concern in and of itself, but it could mean the difference between life and death in the world. You'll need to watch out for that. I will. All right. You should continue your physio. We'll be arriving soon. It's the last
한
chance
번
you'll get.
걸리면 끝이구만, 한 번 걸리면.
You were hospitalized in Dekelia, a
저거,
British
저거, 저거,
sovereign
저거.
base area on Cyprus. It's part of British overseas territory that falls outside of Cypriot jurisdiction. You got moved from Cuba's Little America right into Cyprus's Little Britain. Why Dekelia? The
내려줄게.
UK and the US remain close allies. The last place Cypher would think to look for you is inside their own system. That's what kept you safe in British military hospital for 9 years. The safest place from a whale is inside its own belly. You were a regular Geppetto. Well, it wasn't Pinocchio who led me out to safety. So who was that guy? Cypher went so far as to attack British territory, burning their own ally. That's how badly they wanted you dead.
우와.
He said I was in a British military hospital. But the doctor had a Greek accent. They hire locally. Easier to trust them. Dekelia is also home to Greek.
아, 왜 이래?
What about the Turks?
나
They haven't
어이없네.
returned to the south. Not yet. The Cyprus dispute is still a long way from resolved. The country is just as split as it was in '74. Turkish Cypriots in the north, Greek Cypriots in the south. Between them, the Green Line, the UN established. And Dekelia sits right on top of it. It does. Part of the buffer zone between the two groups. Another reason it was the perfect place to hide you. Easy to spot any outsiders snooping around. So how do things stand? Now, last year, the Turks declared that the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus is an independent state, though it's only Turkey that recognizes it. In the past, the Greeks and Turks lived side by side in the same villages. There are reasons to fight. Those came from the outside. Greece, Turkey, Britain, America, they all had their own stake in pitting the two sides against each other. But once you spark something like this, it's impossible to control. Both sides build up grudges like debt, without the foresight to see that each act of revenge just fans the flames. And then it's too late for other nations to rush in with peace talks. The embers keep on smoldering.
한 방울
Each
끝내자.
nation's arrogance only breeds anarchy. The world is paralyzed by this hunger for revenge. Cyprus is no different.
시간이 좀 더 필요해. 우와.
changing ships? We can't go sailing the Suez in a whaler. The
어,
Suez
깼어.
Canal. When did they reopen it? Not long after you were attacked. Once they finished sweeping it for mines after the Arab-Israeli conflict. Can you stand? We're going to transfer to a container ship for passage through the Suez. Our destination is Pakistan, Afghanistan's neighbor to the south. There we disembark and head via Peshawar to the Zero Line, the border. We'll travel to the Khyber Pass by road. And then? We continue on horseback. Afghanistan's main roads are under Soviet control. We'll need to go around them. It'll be all narrow, winding paths through the mountains. We'll do better on horseback. It's a local guerrilla tactic. They use the higher ridges to avoid air recons. Then they charge down the mountains for ambushes. The Soviets still haven't devised a counter strategy. Our time frame is only half as much as we really need. It's gonna be a tough march. Better horses than boats. Well, it'll make for good physiotherapy. Take the time to get used to that new arm.
While the Soviets have indicated they are not participating in the Los Angeles Olympics, primarily because the United States has made no attempt to guarantee the safety of the Soviet Union's athletes, the United States is increasingly demonstrating the belief that the issue has nothing to do with its preparations, and in fact this is retaliation for the Western nations' boycott of the previous Moscow Olympics. That concludes today's news.
That's quite some news. The Soviet Union not attending the LA Olympics? Yeah. Andropov's death has changed some things. They're calling it revenge for the Western
Wow.
boycott of the Moscow Olympics. Countries boycotted the Moscow Olympics? Yes. In protest of the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan. Over 50 countries were absent. It's too bad I didn't get to see
빡세구만.
Yamashita's judo. When the 40th Army crossed the Yalu River 4 years ago, détente went right out the window. The U.S. Congress chose not to ratify SALT II. Reagan's hardline politics won him the presidency in a landslide. According to him,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Soviet Union's an evil empire. A second Cold War. And there's been no end to regional conflicts and civil wars. Lebanon,
Oh.
Falklands, Grenada, Iran, Iraq. The story never changes.
아, 나,
Egypt and
씨.
Israel did sign a peace treaty. But then the driving force on the Egyptian side, President Sadat, was assassinated afterward.
오,
Apparently, his actions were considered a betrayal of his fellow Arabs. Islamic extremists? Yes. Fundamentalist extremists have been responsible for some bold acts of terrorism in recent years. We've had extremist students in Iran take U.S. embassy workers hostage, and suicide bombings in Lebanon. Over 300 foreign soldiers stationed there have been killed. The countries have yet to develop an effective means of dealing with terrorism. Afraid of losing their own men, they've pulled their forces out, handing private forces a golden opportunity. Private forces? Small armies with no national affiliation, working for the highest bidder. That's right, they got the idea from you. After Mother Base went down, they began spreading to meet the soaring demand.
진짜.
Miller's organization is
진짜,
just one of the
진짜.
EPFs now. The entire world is after you. But at the same time, it needs you
어,
too.
일로와.
Miller told me about what happened in the Caribbean 9 years ago. You do remember Miller. You'd formed a private army with him. An army with no allegiance to a nation. Miller told me about what happened in the Caribbean 9 years ago.
죽어.
You do remember Miller. You'd formed a private army with him. An army with no allegiance to a nation. I remember, but... I see. You're not sure what's fact and what's a fantasy caused by the coma. It's still all a mess, huh? All I can do is tell you the facts as they were told to me. I've gone easy on you up until now, but this is where the hard stuff begins. 1974, the year before you entered your coma.
됐어.
You were in Colombia, operating with a small unit of men, basically mercenaries.
오케이.
Miller was among them. Miller was trying to find a way to turn his and your talents into a line of work. He was looking to start a business where you would fight on behalf of others around the world, those who needed military force. But the reality was, at that time, you didn't have enough gear to equip your own men. Then Miller came across this client. It was a huge job he was offering, but you had a shot at pulling it off. You accepted it and headed into Costa Rica. The client even threw in an offshore facility in the Caribbean. The mother base, that would be your new base of operations. Miller sure did have a head for business. As your mission went on, your unit grew and grew. More weapons, more money. Before you knew it, you were commanding 300 men. As the organization got bigger, your military powers swelled to match. It got so the international community couldn't afford to ignore you. You were just too damn successful for your own good. You, your men, had worn out your welcome. Everyone was out for you. East, West, First World, Third. It was only a matter of time before someone took you down. And that was XOF. Officially, they're an anti-terror unit under the CIA. In reality, they're Cypher's private strike force. They lured you to Cuba using Chico, the Nicaraguan revolutionary kid, and Paz, a mole who worked for Cypher as bait. While you were gone, XOF,
Yeah.
posing as a nuclear inspection team,
집중하고 있구나.
stormed Mother Base.
녹음한 거 듣고
At
있어.
the same time, C4 they placed on the strut legs went off. The whole thing went down in minutes. XOF. Kisses and hugs followed by a big F you. All because of Miller's blind spot. A back door into Mother Base no one suspected. You remember a certain scientist. Huey was responsible for bringing the inspection team on board, giving the enemy a perfect opportunity to hit you at home. You were returning from Cuba when it happened. Mother Base came damn close to taking you with it into the Caribbean. Those of your men out on assignment returned right away. They refused to believe the wreckage in the water they found was Mother Base. But they checked the coordinates again and again until reality finally settled in. You were supposed to die that day. That was XOF's primary objective. As far as most folks know, you did. The first doctor to see you wasn't even sure what he was looking at. Before they'd even finished operating, your men moved you to that hospital in Cyprus. There was a woman named Eva who arranged that. Rings a bell, huh? Most men in your condition would have been written off right from the start. But you survived. You went straight down to hell, and they pulled you out. Your eye wide open. Full venom. The days of naked Snake are long gone. Welcome back, Venom Snake. This world still needs you. Here, Snake, try this on. A prosthetic arm. Yeah, Miller was calling it the arm that wasn't there. The physiotherapy's going well. Your arm's bulked up enough for it to fit.
아, 이 음악이 있구나. 밀러의 위치를 파악한다.
아, 든든해. 완전 든든해. 칼날이 2개나 있어.
Planning to walk the whole wilderness on foot? Use your horse.
전 뭐지?
응?
아니 뭐 막 많이 나오고 뭐.
역시 이런 게임은 구석구석 뒤져야 돼.
It's up to you whether to slip by enemies or take them down. Just remember that any situation can change fast. Familiarize yourself with your weapons and items while you can. You need to be able to switch between them quickly to meet any threat.
야구 파트너보다 쇠파이트가 더 좋아.
풀도 채집해.
응?
풀도 채집해.
풀도 채집한다고 너?
뭐라고? 이게 뭐라고 했는데 이게? 뭐라고?
잘 가. 가보자.
Boss, taking the scenic route? That's not the way to one day. Check its location on your iDroid.
어허. 알았어, 임마.
오케이.
It'll be dawn soon. Your surroundings will be easier to see, but that goes for the enemy as well. The guard detail in Soviet outpost changes in the morning too. Watch yourself.
잘 가. 죽어. 잘 가. 뭐야?
It's a heavy machine gun. Packs far more power than any rifle. You can either use it yourself or destroy it. Either way, best keep in mind some way to deal with it.
아침을 먹긴 먹어야 되겠는데 출출을 한대 슬슬. 아, 커피도 한 잔 먹고 싶고.
It's an enemy guard post. Watch yourself.
굳이 쟤네들을 상대할 필요는 없겠지.
아니었어. 막혔어.
이게 쭉 따라가다 보면
정했다.
Boss, there's no time for recreational hunting. Focus on the mission.
왔다. 거의 300이 200이. 뭐야? 제툴. 조금씩 접근해보자.
You've reached one day. They've got Miller locked up in that town. Check your eyes, Roy, for his location. I hope to hell he's all right. He's not your average client.
그래, 차를 구하러 가는 거야 이제.
The target is
작전
Kazuhiro
생겼어.
Miller,
좋아.
your old partner. He was captured by the Soviets and is being held at one day. He's gonna look a lot worse than that photo, but I'm sure you'll know him when you see him.
최강의 무기다 샷건.
자, 왼쪽으로 들어갈까? 저기 꽤 많네. 어떻게 뒷고 간다?
자, 업그레이드.
좌측으로 크게 돌아가야 되겠구나.
야, 어느 거 업그레이드 해주기 제일 좋지? 쇼크야? 권총?
글쎄,
산탄총?
하도 오래돼가지고 모르겠다.
그래도 산탄이 짱이지. 활? 활 많이
그러네.
안 쓰는데.
됐고. 꽤 있네. 더 있네. 생각했던 것보다. 일단 좌측이 제 하나. 뭐지? 갑자기 애들이 또 이쪽으로 왔지? 왼쪽으로 돌고. 좌우로 이동하네.
댕댕이 먹어주시고. 차를 구하러 가는 거야. 빨리 가자. 잠깐, 나 보이러 안 가. 여기부터 뒤질 거야. 안 달렸군.
진입한다. 왜 일로 내려오지?
에헤, 또 한 놈씩 또 죽여야 되는구나.
저 멀리서도 봐, 저거.
하고 싶지 않아. 조용히 가자. 얘네랑 싸우고 싶지 않아. 내 칼날을 쓰고 싶지 않아. 오, 가자. 아, 이런, 씨. 세 마리나 있어, 또.
들어왔다.
Not a civilian in sight. The Soviets have taken complete control of the place.
가자, 하지마.
A Soviet soldier on the 40th Army.
살살살살 피해서. 그래야지, 잘하고 있어.
왜 이쪽만 보고 있냐? 아씨.
가자. 오케이, 그래서 통과. 목졸라. 그렇지. 갑시다. 맞아. 꺼져. 어디로 가야 되나?
Я не понимаю! Не понимаю!
I'll let you know if we locate a soldier with the interpreter skill. Extracting him will enable you to understand what the Soviets are saying. Otherwise, your interrogations are going to be, well, a waste of time.
친구 들어왔어. 올라가면 안 되고. 넘어가. 오케이. 오, 좋아. 큰일 났네 이거. 제가
That's the building, boss. That's where they're holding Miller.
God.
이거.
No more use for me, huh?
오 좋아.
Guys, it's me. I'm here to get you out. Snake. They do something to your eyes? No, it's just bright is all. What took you so long? We'll talk, but not here.
You've secured the target. I'll send the chopper to get you out. Make your way to the RV. You can check the location on your iDroid.
안 들고.
속을 내네.
대체로.
We've got to look ahead. There's something I want to show you.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ.
뭐야, 어디로 가는 거야?
Gas. It's them.
뭐야, 쟤.
어디 갔어? 아저씨.
뭐지? 이상한 애들이 나와.
Boss, watch out. It's the skulls. Don't let them find us.
Boss, whatever that mist is, it's all around you. You
오케이.
can't see through it. I'm changing the RV so it's outside the mist. Get over there. Chopper will be waiting.
야, 많다.
Watch it any further and you'll leave the mission area.
Whoa, whoa! Whoa, whoa!
이 정도는 길이 없는데. 뭐야?
Run, boss! You've got to lose him!
우와, 겁나 빨라. 네.
야. 오케이. 맞아.
Those things. That's the unit
누가
that attacked us
리듬장.
before. They came at us real fast.
수발이
Same
왔다.
kind of mist. Man, survivors from 9 years ago were wiped out in minutes. I don't know what they want, but it's them.
All right,
그건
Snake.
또
Put Miller in.
우리도 좋아하는 하려고 하는 우리 좋아.
아, 쟤는 왜 자꾸 뭐 가스가 있다. 자, 밀러를 켜자. 밀러 구출 성공.
아유,
가, 왜 안 가?
아침부터 다들 게임 중이야? 어?
이게 아침이니?
환장하겠구만.
아침에서 잡혀달라고 전화. 아. 돌아버리겠어. 뭐야? 메탈기어하고 라스트 오브 어스하고.
아우, 아우.
아, 재밌어, 친구들? 어?
재밌냐고?
어. 재밌어?
야, 너,
재밌어.
마이크 감도 좀 줄여. 너만 뭐 이렇게 목소리가 이렇게 크냐?
감도 줄였어. 왜 그래?
너무 커, 너무.
감도 줄였는데 또 줄여?
랄랄라.
줄였는데.
We're headed for the Seychelles.
지금
That's
됐어.
where our new home is now.
간만에 철권으로 한번 해서
일로와, 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 일로와.
애들 좀 한번 내가 한번 해줘.
9 years ago. Carving out our own world.
일로와, 일로와, 일로와.
Making our own future.
일로와, 일로와. 아우, 씨.
아니
진짜,
다들
찔러게.
몇 시 일어난 거로 다들.
나 8시.
오늘은 일찍 접했다, 한민기거리. 밀러를 뺐다.
아침에 차 빼달라고 전화 왔고 10시에 아
아직 문자 와가지고
장소거든,
됐네.
수요일마다 장소거든. 아, 차 빼달라고, 씨발, 성질 나가지고.
Yeah, we were dogs, all right. Slinking
아, 이거
around,
패드
out of
충전기가
sight.
있으니까 편하네?
Picking up
어?
whatever kind of
잘 때
dirty
그냥
money
딱
we could
꽂아놓으면
find.
되고. 응?
You name it,
어,
we did it.
플스방이,
See this?
게임방이 완성이 돼가고 있어.
Diamond dogs.
역시.
Our
빡!
home.
그렇지.
아유, 그래, 아유, 그래, 아.
좋아, 좋아.
하나 하자.
좋아.
Ourselves.
죽어.
그래, 잠만, 나 이거, 랭킹 매치 한 몇 판만 하고,
응. 나도 요거 미션 동영상 보고 있어.
좋았어.
아, 마지막 챕터. 레오 마지막 챕터 남았다.
우리 마지막 챕터 남은 거야, 우리?
레온 시나리오에서는 마지막 챕터 남은 거지. 아주 많이 남았어.
우리 둘이?
크리스. 나는 다 깼어.
대단해.
야, 그거 할 거 많어. 코옵으로. 그, 레온하고 걔만 하는 거 아니야? 크리스 것도 있고, 그 여자의 것도
그렇대더라?
있고,
그렇대더라?
자유자들. 여러 가지 할 수 있어. 그, 각각의 스토리가 있단 말이야. 걔네들만의.
다 맞나?
그러니까, 그렇대더라? 죽어라. 아, 와이프가 통신사를 SK로 바꾸자 그러는데, 위압감하고 다 물어줄 테니까 하자는데, 할까? 아,
게임에서는 인터넷 SK가 제일 안 좋아.
그러니까, LG하고 KT가 그나마 제일 낫잖아. 아, 저 쌍년 저거. 아, 짜증나는데. 아, 왜 한번 붙어봐. 오, 좋아.
오케이. 어우, 좋아.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer. Every night, I can feel my leg, my arm, even my fingers. The body I've lost, the comrades I've lost, won't stop hurting. It's like they're all still there.
버거싱.
You feel it too, don't you? I'm the one who got caught up with Cypher. A group above nations, even the US. And I was the parasite below, feeding off Zero's power.
아, 진짜.
They came after you in Cyprus. In Afghanistan.
좀 하는데.
Cypher just keeps growing. Swallowing
빨리
everything in
샷건을
its
안
path.
쓰고 뭐하니?
Getting bigger and bigger. Who knows how big now? Boss, I'm gonna make him give back our past. Take back
죽어,
everything
좀.
we've lost. And I won't rest until we do.
야, 아침 춥다, 아예.
아침에 춥더라, 요즘에.
추워,
담배 피러 나갔다는데 쌀쌀하더라.
Our new mother base.
햇빛 같은 텔레비전이 크던 친구고. 연결이 길어서 그러나? 만들어놨어.
네가 좀 써.
더 이상 어떻게 쓰냐. 게임이 이렇게 처벌르는데,
Boss,
그런 건가?
tell me.
좀,
Tell me like you used to.
근데 살 것도 없어. 다 사놔가지고.
잘했다.
이제 엑스박스 1밖에 없어.
엑스박스 X 살라고? 넌 내가 진짜 굉장한 컬렉터다. 활용을 하지도 못하면서 사재기기만 하는.
다리 한 짝도 없고 하는 짝도 없고.
Things have changed, boss. We pull in money, recruits, just to combat Cypher. Rubbing our noses in bloody battlefield dirt. All for revenge. The world calls for wet work, and we answer.
죽어 이씨.
No greater good.
얼마나
No
쌍욕해.
just cause. Cause. Cypher sent us to hell. But we're going even deeper.
얘기지도 못할 거면서 이씨.
I'm already a demon. Heaven's not my kind of place anyway.
갑시다. 이씨 자동차 구하기 너무 빡센데.
Dogs of war for 9 whole years. That ends today. Now you're not sleeping, and we're not junkyard hounds. We're diamond dogs.
탄전이야 이씨. 죽어 이씨.
Let them talk.
We can crush Cypher, boss. And you can build
죽어.
an army that can do it.
흑언니.
Just one thing, Kaz.
흑언니
This isn't
빠이빠이.
about the past. We're fighting for the future.
아 왠지 흑형들은 꽤 보인단 말이야.
뭐요? 이 새끼. 15만원, 이거, 씨. 죽어.
운영 버프.
아 왔다.
Boss, there's something I want to talk about. Concerns the running of
와.
자,